Hi, I'm Espen Kraft and thank you so much for watching. I love 80s sequencers, that's no secret. If you've watched my channel before, you know I've showcased a lot of different hardware sequencers from the 80s. And recently I got a really nice donation to the channel from one of my viewers. He was so kind to send me the Roland MC-500 sequencer. That's a real 80s old school classic sequencer. It looks like a cash register and the buttons are chunky and really solid, and it's sort of the souped up version of the MSQ-700 that came a few years before it. I love this sequencer, the feel of it, the snappy, fast workflow of it. It's perfect for churning out new ideas, sketches, before I start on real productions. I love this. So Cortical One, thank you so much for your generosity. I really appreciate it. And the demo track you heard in the beginning, well, this is me testing out sounds and recording that track in real time. I've just edited it down, so you don't have to suffer through all the parts. And after setting the tempo, or 80 BPMs, I enabled track 3 on the MC-500 to record the first part, the strings, from the Crumar BIT01. So the MC-500 drives the Roland CR-1000 drum machine to the right there. The MIDI Out2 of the MC-500 is hooked up directly to that. So that's just playing a standard preset pattern. The rest of the modules are daisy-chained through the MIDI 1 out of the MC-500. So let's play that back. I will not quantize those strings. I never quantize pads or strings in any of my recordings, sketches or not.
Okay, so let's go for...
So that's in the can. Now I'll enable track 2 on the MC-500 to record the bass, coming from the Yamaha TX802. Okay, so let's try that one. Record enable track 2, play, 8-click count in, and off we go. Okay, so that's the bass part. Let's check that. And that's not perfect, and I want those bass parts to be on the 16th, so I'll quantize that. And before we continue, I'd like to say a big thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. And PCBWay, they make custom-made circuit boards for everything from hobbyists to DIY projects or big companies. And if you check out their website, you can see that they often sponsor and supports electronics projects. So I highly recommend you check them out. If you have something you're working on at the moment and you need some custom-made circuit boards, I'll leave a link for you in the description. And so the way we quantize, we put the MC-500 in edit mode and choose Quantize, enter, and then we just have to say what track we want to quantize, what MIDI channel we want to quantize, the resolution, I choose 16ths, and from what measure and until what measure, etc, etc. So I usually just press and choose all to go through the whole part I've recorded, in this case the bass part. I will show you more of this in a later video coming as a follow-up to this one. And the last step is to press rec, and it's quantized. So that's the bass part, and let's enable track 1 for that lead sound, the lead type flute sound. Let's find that on the D-550. Actually, that Howard Jones hide and seek theme just came while I was recording this. I didn't plan to do it, it just felt natural to play that part. To really appreciate the MC-500, probably the best-selling hardware sequencer of all time. You have to understand that back in the 80s, doing sequences like this fast, this easy, this snappy, and with this rock-solid timing, this was a big thing. And if you're watching this and you're not part of that generation that grew up in the 80s with hardware sequencing, comparing this to a DAW, well, of course the DAW will be superior in every way today. Maybe not so much in the timing, so there's still a lot to be had from the rock-solid timing of these sequencers. If you have stories, memories, anecdotes you want to share with us in the comment section about how you used the MC-300 or 500 back in the 80s, please say so. We'd love to hear it. At least I love to hear your stories, so please join the comment section. And with this video closing off 2020, I'd like to say a big thanks to my fantastic Patreon supporters: Glenn Lindmark, Matt Phillips, Teddy McSnuggins, Creating Tracks, David Ryle, Felix Bowman, Jan Tuchek, Stefan LaForce, Carl Bates, Rich Jones, Tail Trap, Jack Zimmerman, Masayuki Asahi, Cortical One, Anders Enger Jensen. Thanks guys, I'll see you in 2021. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Espen Kraft and I am the 80s. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.